I wanted to do a couple articles from Can I Play That? This is a website that supposedly makes it easier for disabled gamers to find video games that they can play.
Whatever that means.
The reason why I picked this site is because during my research into controversy behind the Doom game, a lot of the games that were championing accessibility in gaming would refer to this site as one of the main contributors to accessibility in the gaming landscape. Notice the thin line with the colors and what they represent. You could probably get away with just the rainbow colors, right? But then it grades into black, a color that's not in the rainbow, brown, another color that's not in the rainbow. What is this shit? Light blue, pink, and white. Use your imagination. Figure out what that might symbolize.
Can you give me a recap of what was going on with Doom lately?
Oh, don't worry, you'll get it. But first, Get Good and the intersection of disableism and productivity in gaming. All right, if y'all that were here last week remember, I talked about the reason why people call the accessibility sliders in Doom the Dark Ages woke is because the people that promote accessibility in gaming have views that are diametrically opposed to some of the basic core principles of gaming culture. Get Good is a core principle of gaming culture. So let's see what they have to say about Get Good and Get Good culture. And I know it's become somewhat of a meme because of the Soul series. What people need to understand is that Get Good was a thing long before the Soul series ever fucking existed. It might not have been expressed in that same way, but the concept of getting better at the fucking game was always a thing. When I'm looking at new games to play and new worlds to explore, my first thought is always the same. Will I be good at this? Which then gradually morphs into, is this the game I should be playing? Why this game? Before long, I'm an overthinking mess and definitely not considering how much I'm actually going to enjoy the game in question. Sounds like a you problem.
That's what I was thinking.
At 21 years old, I still don't think I've internalized that games are supposed to be fun above all else. Of course, no singular game is going to delight everyone. But as a disabled person, there's a much more nuanced discussion to be had about how notions of productivity affect our relationships with gaming. This intersection goes further than a game just not being accessible to me and feeling bad about it. Inaccessibility of games and the connection of gaming to productivity seep right into my sense of worth as a person. Loser. Fucking loser. Fucking loser. Even hardcore gamers don't think like this. Not everyone is going to be good at every fucking game, dude.
Hardcore gamers know who they are. They know what they love. Like, what is this?
If I'm not good at the video game, I'm worthless. Are you fucking serious?
That argument is as disabled as the individual. Shit.
Gaming is not here to inflate your fucking ego. That's a byproduct of it. People play games because they enjoy them. Everything else, like the euphoria of surmounting a tough challenge, being engaged, like just having fun with the mechanics of a game in general. Well, that's the main part. But the feelings you get playing a game are a byproduct. Everyone experiences different things while playing a game. That shit is not supposed to be something you use to boost up your self-esteem. That is overcomplicating the shit out of what a video game is supposed to be.
That sounds like you need therapy, man. Like that.
Oh,
that's not something you gotta talk to a video game about.
Alan, oh, this is going to be ass. I can feel it. Oh, just wait. just fucking wait. I only recently realized that my internal... Fuck. Wait, shut up. Wait, no. Hang on, I have to read this. I only recently realized that my internalized disableism fueled burnout over a year ago had totally warped my relationship with gaming. I was trying to make everything in my life into work, to the point where completing games became an exercise in productivity for me. This was directly linked to my feelings of inadequacy as a disabled person. Gaming was no longer about having fun or enjoying the story. It was about speedrunning for the sake of having something to show for myself. To be able to say, yeah, I've played game, and fill in the blank. I don't know the root cause of this, but I do know it's everyone else's fault. But I do know that part of the gaming community is so quick to gatekeep disabled gamers. As an example, Xbox put out this red flag meme tweet about difficulty levels, and the quote tweets alone say so much about the disableism problem in the community. I feel like I have to earn and deserve a place as a gamer gamer by putting myself through things that are inaccessible and not fun. Listen, everybody has to earn their rep and their street cred, okay? You don't just wander into a fucking space and get respect.
Dude.
That's not how that shit works. Right,
Kane,
get over yourself.
Kane, this whole thing is an argument about gatekeeping disabled people in games. He just gave the best argument to gatekeep disabled people. I can't even, man.
No, dude. No. See, that's the mistake they want you to make. It's not about disabled people. They're using disabled people.
Yeah, it's about this
as
loser.
a shield. They're using disabled people so that if you say, nah, I don't want these weirdos in my space, they can call you a bad person because you're talking down to disabled people. No, I'm talking down to weirdos. Stop using disabled people as your fucking shield. No, I don't care if you have disabilities yourself. You're a weirdo who is letting yourself be a useful idiot for other idiots. I don't give a shit. Ironically, you can't use your disability as a crutch for your problems with video games. Like, at what point do you realize as a disabled person, you know what? This shit just ain't for me. You know what I mean? Every game is not meant for every person. Get that shit out of your head. We read all those articles last week about how gamers have such an inflated ego. And then we come here and now we have to coddle a specific group of people because, oh, I have to play things that are inaccessible and not fun. Oh, I feel bad because of the culture of the space. Fuck you. Leave. This is the type of person that promotes accessibility in gaming. I'm telling you, this shit goes back very far. Have a long memory.
So you're right. They tried to bait me with that. But what the hell is internalized disableism?
They're calling themselves a self-hater. They've made being disabled their entire identity, which is extremely fucking unhealthy.
I mean, it's also just extremely disingenuous and rude to like actual disabled people.
This person may or may not be disabled. I don't know. I don't really give a shit because the propaganda is what I have a problem with. I tell myself that the games I actually want to play don't count because I am having fun. What the fuck kind of attitude? I'm sorry. I just started reading again and I have to rant. What do you mean? Who the fuck says if I'm having fun, it's not a real video game? If I'm having fun, it's not a real video game. No fun allowed. Who the fuck says that? Who? This is a personal fucking problem. This shit happens every time somebody desperately wants the clout associated with a certain group. If I'm not doing the thing that they do, then what I'm doing doesn't count. The question is, why the fuck do you care? Why do you care about being considered a part of this group? Why do you give a shit? Is having fun with the shit you like not enough? Those are the type of people you have to look out for. This parallel is in a bunch of different discussions of one group of people desperately wanting the same consideration as the other group of people when they don't even fucking need it. And that shit bleeds into trying to change the culture into what they want it to be instead of working to become part of the culture. It's insane. I don't fucking get it. Why do you give a shit that it doesn't count? Play your game, have fun, and shut the fuck up.
This to me sounds like something who has nothing going on with their life. Like,
right.
They have no social circle. I mean, God knows what their family relationship is, if any. I mean, this is... Why are you so...
Bro,
this feels like someone is empty.
Oh my God. I begin to expect games to be confusing and difficult. If a game is confusing, it's bad. They make tutorials for a reason. Like, even back in the day when games used to be put out and not really have any instructions. Yeah, people didn't like that shit. That shit was stupid. That's why they started all those hotlines and strategy guides and read this magazine to figure out how to beat the level and that shit got old. Now they put shit like tutorials in their game.
Yeah, because I was trying to play Marvel vs. Capcom again, like the old arcade games. It's so much fun trying to figure out all these combos by yourself on the fly.
For fighting games is different. That's one genre out of many. Because yeah, arcade fighting games, they didn't used to give you the entire moves list like they do now. But that was part of the fun, discovering what each character could do. That's different. When I say confusing and difficult, I mean a game that desperately needs to tell you shit that it deliberately does not tell you. Like, for example, in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, there's a character that needs you to dress nicely, and like you will spend fucking forever trying to pick the right clothes. And what the game doesn't tell you is that the clothes don't matter. It's your charisma score that matters. You need at least 16 charisma to pass this part, and the game doesn't even explain that shit to you. So you'll waste hours potentially putting on different shit and then never getting a bitch to say, oh, that looks great, or whatever the fuck she says. And that shit is just counterintuitive. Like, why don't you just tell the player, hey, you need this much charisma to you know what I mean? Shit like that
is
needs explanation.
Yeah, you're right, man. That is so much fucking worse than trying to figure out combos on the fly. Damn.
No, the worst part was I felt more worthy when my hands were strained and my brain was frazzled. Okay, why is that a bad thing? The worst part was I felt more worthy when my hands were strained and my brain was frazzled, but I had completed a difficult section. So you prove to yourself that you can play a difficult game, yet somehow your self-worth still whatever. First of all, that shit being tied to your self-worth is stupid. That shit should have nothing to do with your self-worth. At some point, it is just a fucking video game. Chill out. Ridiculous. But anyway.
Much grass.
Real shit. Disabled people are constantly praised for managing without their accommodations or for appearing abled. All this does is make it more and more difficult for disabled people to exist as we really are. Losers? I don't see disabled people as losers. What they just said is that encouraging or being impressed that a disabled person gets around so well, even though they are disabled, is somehow bad because it encourages disabled people or discourages disabled people from living, quote, as they really are. Like, what the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? It's trying to put disabled people who don't want to be limited by their disability down.
So he's saying disabled people shouldn't try to adapt and overcome their disabledness in life?
They're not saying that. They're certainly implying it.
Same thing.
Pretty much. And I still struggle to fight the feeling that I should be less happy if I complete a game section using accessibility features. I mean, that's a pride thing. It seems like you have a problem being a part of the culture, and that shit is weird to me. Gamers have a sense of fucking pride. That's why motherfuckers don't play on easy mode. It's a sense of pride. If you think that's stupid, fuck you. You're not a part of the culture.
Say, it feels good beating a game on hard mode, man. What's the problem?
It feels good accomplishing anything difficult. And that is why I like gaming culture so much, because people swear to God, you can't learn anything from playing video games and it's a waste of time and fucking whatever else they throw at it. But gaming teaches you core life skills like perseverance, stick-to-itiveness, problem solving.
Would perseverance be a character trait or a skill?
I would count it as both.
I think it helps shape some good personality traits, like perseverance, creativeness.
They don't like one of the core things that gaming, and this is why this shit is really destructive, because gaming is male dominated, and encouraging young boys to play on easy mode and quit at the first sign of adversity and change the difficulty slider down whenever that shit makes people fucking weak. Teaching people to not try to overcome or surmount their daily challenges creates weak people. And that's why I really hate these motherfuckers. Why are you trying to create weak people? Weak, victim mentality having people. Everyone who champions accessibility in gaming is a weak person. That's why I don't fucking like them. On the surface, we just want disabled people to play video games. And then you read their fucking thoughts and opinions, and all of it is crying. All of it is crying because the culture won't cater to them. It's not even in a way that makes sense, like colorblindness shit or accommodations for deaf people or any of that shit. Trying to make it so that the disabled person is on an even playing field somewhat with the people who don't have those disabilities. It's not about that, because as you keep reading, they have a problem with the culture. It has nothing to do with technical shit. It's about nuanced, intrinsic shit to the culture. And that's why I don't fucking like them.
I was gonna say, I mean, it's because this person is just weak and they want everyone else to be weak. They can't bother just try to be strong for some reason. These people are just empty. They have nothing going for them somehow. And they can't fathom that they just need to try.
The continue screen is a lot of young boys' first real life challenge. That's why we needed multiple different spaces for young boys to try and encounter some sort of adversity. And it's so annoying seeing people try to destroy this, bro. But in reality, there is no honor. In reality, there is no honor in doing things the hard way and not liking it when an easier and more fun way is readily available to you. This is proof that accessibility in games, that shit was never about more options. It was always about making games easier and diluting the culture of gaming. That's all that shit was about. They're trying to normalize playing on easy mode. What people don't get is that it's not about the action itself, because I go achievement hunting on fucking easy mode, right? Like, I've beaten the game, I've gotten everything I wanted wanted to get out of it. Let's go achievement hunting on easy mode, right? Collectible hunting on easy mode. What the fuck ever, right? You have to separate the action itself from the meaning behind it. Because when they advocate for this shit, it has meaning. They're trying to subvert a long-standing culture in more than one way.
I just can't fathom saying there's no honor in doing things the hard way and challenging yourself to be better.
There's no honor in making hard things easy. There's no honor in building a skill. There's no honor in building character. There's no honor in any of that. Weak as fuck, bro. They eat their chicken nuggets with fucking weak sauce, bro. I swear to God.
With weak sauce?
They eat their chicken strips with fucking weak sauce.
This is pathetic, man.
It is. As if something difficult can't be fun. The entire point of doing something difficult is to get better with time. No, there is no shame in finding things difficult. Of course not. The shame is finding something difficult, and since something is difficult for me, it shouldn't be difficult for anyone ever. Fuck all of the people who like the concept of trying something difficult just to see if they can do it. Fuck those people. Whatever. There's no shame in finding things difficult, even if everyone else seems to find them easy. It doesn't make you lesser. I wish you would tell yourself that instead of writing this article. I didn't know that I didn't have to deserve to play and that I could go about the game in any way I wanted until far too recently. Again, like, who the fuck told you? What do you mean deserve to play? I walked into GameStop and paid for this bitch. I deserve to play it because I bought it.
What?
Who thinks like this? During my burnout, I criticized myself for using accessibility features or for not sailing smoothly through games. I'm abysmal at finding my way in the game world, and to an extent, I realize that lack of direction is often intentional on part of a game developer.
What games has this person played?
Bro, this article spawned out of people's dislike for difficult games and games that prioritize challenge. Games like Cuphead, Sekiro, and Souls games.
Yeah, but I just want to know what specifically did this loser play that made him write this freaking article? Because it
doesn't matter.
I want something to use to make fun of him with, man.
It really doesn't matter. And what people are failing to see is that it's targeted. They seem to only want accessibility in games that people want a challenge in. That's why in an article from last week, the shit was bleeding into online PvP games. They only want accessibility in hard games. Games that provide challenge for anyone who is an actual gamer, because they know that is the root of the culture and they're trying to subvert it. You're not going to see accessibility features for fucking Animal Crossing. The devs want you to have fun, to mess around, to get a bit lost and explore. This freaks me out because I can no longer tell the difference between getting a bit lost in a game and failing. Failing is part of the experience.
Oh my god.
Failing is a part of the fucking experience. Game over is one of the hallmarks of pop culture. Game over is very famous for a reason. Failure is part of the experience. Continue, that's part of the fucking experience. Running out of lives is part of the fucking experience. That shit doesn't matter as long as you pick the controller to fuck back up.
Right?
Who cares? This shit is whack, bro.
It feels like this person just can't tolerate failure. Like,
this game makes me feel negative feelings for losing at it. That means all games need accessibility features in easy mode. This isn't a fault of the devs. It's the fault of gamers who say that if I am challenged or mess up or take my time, I am undeserving of the game. Who the fuck says that? Who says this shit? Who says this?
I feel like this is a fake sentence to cover up the real.
No one said. No, it's bullshit. No one says this.
I was gonna say, I feel like this sentence is intentionally BS to cover up the real sentence, which was, it's the fault of the gamers.
Don't get me wrong. I hope this person is smart enough to know the difference between get the fuck off the game, you're trash, you should take this shit back to GameStop and shit like that, and this sentence right here. No one says that shit and actually means it. You know why? Because they didn't buy your copy of the fucking game. Fuck them. That shit's not real. I hope they're not conflating shit talking.
Bro went into one Call of Duty lobby, got called the R word one time and just never recovered.
Never. That's a fact. And feeling like I have to deserve a place as a gamer, I told myself that I wasn't allowed to take my time and find real joy in the games I played. I just had to get through them. This is all self-inflicted shit. They're blaming everyone else for it. I don't get it. Whenever I take on a challenge in a game, I realize it is self-inflicted. I chose to play on that difficulty. You know what? Ironically, I will invoke that one fucking saying that the Doom devs passed around this one time. You control the buttons you press this one fucking time. Whenever I choose to play on apocalyptic difficulty, I know what the fuck I signed up for. Like, what is this article? I recently saw a tweet that said, honestly, if more people just embrace that being good at video games isn't the only marketable trait in gaming, we would have better content in this community. I mean, it's not the only marketable trait in gaming, but it's a damn good one. Being good at video games when you're selling video games is a very marketable trait. I'll go as far as to say that the get good mindset pollutes gaming, and there it is. There it is.
It finally hit the phrase get good.
The get good mindset pollutes gaming. What? That's literally like saying gaming pollutes gaming.
That is what they're saying.
That's basically what they're saying. The gaming mindset pollutes gaming. I understand people taking pride in unlocking achievements or winning battles, but get good at its worst means people who aren't good at games don't deserve to game at all. That's not what the fuck they're saying, you dumbass.
That's not what it means. It means get better. Like, it's in the phrase. Get good.
Get good is harsh criticism. It's not even that fucking harsh. Get good literally means what it says. If you suck at the game, get good. It's like being told to figure it out when you don't know what to do next. Like, you literally have to keep playing the game to get good. That shit is not discouraging you from doing anything. That's why this shit is so fallacious. Get good encourages you to do something. It doesn't discourage you from doing shit. What are you talking about? People who aren't good at games don't deserve to game at all.
I'm gonna say, it also feels like when someone's struggling to writing, you just tell them, just write it.
Just write it. This just gets worse when I think about the cutthroat and competitive culture that pervades streaming platforms like Twitch. There it is again. The competitive culture and the get good mindset pollute gaming. Do these people sound like gamers to you? Do you see what the fuck I'm getting at now? I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping I would never have to revisit this topic again, but here we fucking are. Here we are. These people have reared their ugly head again thanks to fucking Xbox and Microsoft.
Twitch has a lot of problems, but competitive gaming is not one of them.
Twitch was literally better when it was about video games. The existence of esports is an exact manifestation of the intersection of productivity with gaming, and that worries me sometimes. So now competitive esports is a problem. These people hate video games. They hate video games and everything they represent. When playing games is about work, labor, and money, and not just about joy, has gaming failed? No, but esports can be toxic. So I sympathize with that. You hear a lot of esports players and former esports players talk about this shit. But again, that's self-inflicted, and they don't go around acting like it's not their own fault. They decided to participate in that and become tier whores for the sake of making their living. Like, they didn't choose that career path. No, gaming has not failed. There are people who still play games as online warriors and casuals who enjoy esports for what it is but have no aspirations to become one. And guess what? Those people enjoy watching those people play, and they don't fucking say that it shouldn't exist because these people might be better at the game than me. That's ridiculous.
I want to read a comment from Rudy. He said, these people have been killed by asylum demons once and never got over it.
Exactly. They didn't get past Asylum Demon. How do you get filtered at Asylum Demon? The game straight up has a built-in way for you to not have to fight him with your fists. Like, the first encounter with the Asylum Demon, that shit's not even a fight. It's a puzzle. And you know what's crazy? The game gives you two options. You can either kill him with your fists or the black fire bombs you get as a gift and get rewarded with his weapon, or you cannot do that. Go get your shit and then fight him armed. I trust that most streamers, if not all, love what they do, but I don't want to have to fight to be able to play games as a disabled person or as a bad gamer. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? I remember being young. I remember now. You see my fucking Street Fighter streams. I'll get on a fucking game that I enjoy and get my ass beat and still keep playing. Do you know why? Because I enjoy the game. This shit happened when I first got into Marvel vs. Capcom 1, but eventually I got good, god damn it, because I enjoyed the fighting game genre and I moved on to play other shit. You do not have to fight to be able to play a game or be bad at a fucking video game. It's a part of the experience. Once again, you have to accept that there's gonna be some people that are better and more talented than you. You cannot let that stop you from simply participating. That is a you problem. As put in a tweet by CIPT's Cody Craven, the angry fanboy get good isn't actually accurate. They don't allow anyone any leeway to get better at anything.
What?
That was just a fucking assertion. What the fuck did this even mean? Although there is no morality attached to how challenging you find a game, it's perfectly okay to want to improve at something. Then what the fuck is this article? That's often part of the fun because you're challenging yourself within your own comfort zone and limits. Again! I can't do this.
What?
You write 2 lines that completely fly in the face of this whole fucking article.
How are you challenging yourself if you're just playing within your own comfort zone and your own limit? How does that make any sense?
No, you're not wrong. That is contradictory. Yep. The angry fanboys who won't let you learn and improve. Who the fuck could stop you from doing that if they wanted to? A, likely did not start playing video games with the current level of prowess they have. And B, don't understand that gamer is not homogenous. What does that mean?
Since we're using dictionary words, let me just look up what homogenous means again.
No, I know what the word homogenous means. It means everything is the same. They should have wrote this as they don't understand that not all gamers are the same. But it's stupid because it has nothing to do with the suggestion of improvement. No, not all gamers are the same, but all gamers can improve. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? And if you can improve, maybe it's not for you.
Say yeah, not every gamer is the same. They find their own type of game that they want to play at, and
and that they're good at.
They learn the shared experience.
Yeah,
that's the whole fun of playing multiplayer and playing in online lobbies and shit. You shared experience with friends.
Very few friends I used to have played fighting games, and guess what? Nobody fucking cared because they were playing what they wanted to play. I used to want them to get into fighting games. They didn't fucking want to, and choosing what you play is perfectly fucking fine. So I don't understand what is the purpose of this fucking article. Yeah, not all gamers are the same. That's why not all gamers play the same shit. And somehow this shit rolls into the availability of accessibility options allows people to play exactly how they want. So does choosing another game. That also allows you to play exactly how you want, which means they can essentially customize their own niche of challenge, whatever the fuck that means. One of the reasons I love the rhythm game Hatsune Miku Protect Diva Future Tone so much is that there are so many ways to customize your experience. There are the easy, normal, hard, extreme, and extra extreme modes. Yeah, but that's just difficulty settings and not an accessibility slider. There's not an accessibility slider that lets you change the speed of the fucking song.
My thing is, does the difficulty setting not help customize the experience?
Yes, it does, but they want more. They want accessibility settings to be able to affect every difficulty. And you know what's crazy in this discussion? They keep conflating this with accessibility sliders. It's not the same thing. Difficulty sliders and accessibility sliders are 2 different fucking things. That's what makes it much more insidious because, like I keep saying, they're trying to subvert the nature of what gaming is. You get to choose the level of challenge you want to participate in. That's not good enough for them.
This is the most spoiled mindset I've seen, and that's saying a lot because there's a lot of spoiled people out here.
Rudy said earlier today, I saw a disabled person beat Melania without a summon. Shut the fuck up. They want that one mode and on their automata that plays itself. Bro, there was a fucking Bro, there was a pro player in Street Fighter 4 named Broly Legs, may he rest in peace, that was disabled and was one of the best Chun-Li players in the world. Chun-Li is a charge character, mind you. He didn't have the use of his hands. Fucking motherfuckers up in Street Fighter 4. He was doing some of the hardest combos you'd ever seen done, and he was playing that shit on an Xbox 360 controller. I don't want to hear a fucking thing from these motherfuckers. I don't want to hear shit. Get good or get lost. Oh shit, Speed is in here. Broly was an inspiration. Main reason I started grinding SF4. There you go. He was an inspiration. He was. There are the easy, normal, hard, extreme, and extra extreme modes, but any one of these can be customized further with a no-fail mode. Nah, don't put practice mode after that. Nah, you're bullshitting. We know what the fuck you wanted to say. You said exactly what you meant to say in this first line. Practice mode is way different than a no-fail mode. Why the fuck are these 2 things in the same sentence? We know exactly what you mean. You want to trivialize the game. Why? That defeats the entire fucking purpose of the rhythm game. The only way to have a no-fail mode is to literally make the game be able to play itself. You can't miss a note even if you don't press the fucking button in time.
If you want games to play, themselves. Just watch a movie at that point.
Exactly, bro. There are easy, normal, hard, extreme, and extra extreme modes, but any one of these can be customized further with a no-fail mode, a practice mode, control remapping, different appearances for hit indicators, and more. All of that other shit was just to obfuscate for no fail mode. Nobody would object to a practice mode, controller remapping, different appearances for hit indicators, or any of that shit in a rhythm game. These don't even sound like accessibility features. That sounds like standard fare shit for any type of game. You can remap your buttons in most games. There's a practice mode in most games, even FPSs now. Well, I say now, but this is obfuscation. This second half of this sentence is obfuscation. We know what the fuck you really meant. You want a no-fail mode so the game can play itself.
The games already provide so much for the average person to be able to walk in and learn how to game. You should not be asking any more of that.
They used to hound Capcom and SNK so bad about figuring shit out that they started doing shit like trial mode and tutorial to teach people about the mechanics, and the shit ended up working for most people. You are given everything you need to get you started with playing a fucking video game. This shit is just more subversion to ruin gaming's culture. That's all this shit is for. You know, when I said they want a game to play itself last week, which I used to say during this topic anyway when it was relevant, I guess it's relevant again now. I don't want to say I was joking, but I was kind of being facetious. But now these motherfuckers are straight up saying I want a no-fail mode for a rhythm game. That would literally make the game play itself. Literally. You could put the controller down and have all your notes be perfect. I attended Gaming Accessibility Conference 2021 in October, and Ian Hamilton's talk on difficulty versus accessibility blew my mind. It was exactly what I needed to hear. It completely changed my outlook on my own relationship to gaming to have Ian affirm that difficulty is relative to the individual and not the easy, normal, hard options. What are you talking about? Of course, difficulty is relative to the individual. That's why there is easy, normal, and hard. Has anyone played a game on easy mode, bro? When that shit says easy, they fucking mean it. Enemies die in 1 or 2 hits. The AI is brainless. You don't even get to do the hard or exciting shit that you want to do on easy mode a lot of the time. Like in Devil May Cry, if you play on easy, you can't even do the most fun combos and shit because they die too fucking quick. Like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That's the entire point of having 3 choices. Go ahead.
When I was a lot younger, I used to play games on easy, of course, like most people did, but like at a certain point I dived into normal modes games. It's
literally not substantive enough for you. Like, you need a higher difficulty at a certain point. Those are the people that they're shutting out. People who literally play on hard or higher difficulties because everything else has become too easy for them. Fuck those people, I guess. And that accessibility options directly affected the difficulty. Yeah, that's kind of the problem. As someone with cognitive disabilities who loves getting invested in game, here it comes. People swear to God this shit's not connected, bro. As someone with cognitive disabilities who loves getting invested in game narratives and not gameplay, I feel like I'm betraying the narrative when I have trouble reaching a checkpoint or winning a fight. But that's what an interactive narrative is. No, I don't want an interactive narrative. I want a video game. People swear to God, this movie game shit and this accessibility and gaming shit isn't the product of woke ideology. It absolutely fucking is. 1000%, bro. It's the same shit. There's a storyline, yes, but the reason I'm able to get lost and die in a fight is because the devs bothered to put mechanics in the game. There's a storyline, yes, but the reason I'm able to get lost and die in a fight is because the devs have allowed that to happen. They want things like that to happen. Yes, they want their game to be challenging. God forbid. I'm not betraying the devs by not playing the game perfectly. Who the fuck said you had to do that?
There's no such. I don't think the dev cares.
No, they don't give a shit. There's no such thing as playing the game perfectly. There's only such a thing as having fun. It's once you stop having fun that it stops being a game. Fucking loser. These are the type of colorful characters you're dealing with. We're at the end of it now, but I got one more surprise article for y'all.